Alright everybody, I'm here with Juan, Diaz, and Tyler Klinkhammer. And how long were you guys in the solar space before transitioning?
I was in space for 3.5 years.
Right around 4.5 for me.
Yes sir. And you guys both have managed teams as well, on top of being like high producers. And I want to say like your all's transition wasn't an easy transition. Like you were comfortable making money on the doors and you were used to what you were used to essentially, comfortable wise. Like what kind of pushed you guys to make the switch and then just kind of go all in?
For me, I think it was just changes in the current industry that we were in. Things started to change, and it was kind of that time to look for a different opportunity. And this opportunity just kind of fell in our laps, to say, and it's been good so far.
100%. What do you think, Klink?
Yeah, honestly, it's for our people, man. Things were getting kind of dicey where we were at, and it sucked. I hated seeing our people fall apart, our people not last. And it was a good industry. We enjoyed it. It was fun. We made good money. But it's just like you said, it kind of fell in our laps, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, and like that was the biggest thing I learned from when talking to Mo is like the managers were making money. And, like you guys have seen multiple six figures in a year before, but it's like how long will that last? The longevity of it, and most importantly is like your team, your guys. Like same thing with me. Like, without the team, I'm nothing essentially. And I think that's the biggest thing we've been pushing for here is like profits over promises. Because like you guys have all seen different types of sales industries, opportunities, and like yes, they'll tell you all this stuff, they'll tell you all the great stuff, and they'll leave out all the bad.
Yeah.
And I think with this industry, like yes, there is some bad stuff that comes with like yes, there's chargebacks, yes, there's bad recruits, but like with the way that we have it systemized and with our trainings, we're able to, I guess, like steer from those people. I mean, quality business, quality people, and like what I've noticed with you guys, it's been such an easy transition because the culture is like damn near the same.
Yeah.
Like, we're all hungry. We all want better lives for our family. We all want to make more money, and we constantly want to get to the next level. It's like, what else could we ask for?
Sean said something earlier too when he was talking to all of us. Like people follow the leaders who are out there in the trenches doing exactly what is expected, right? Someone's leading, like they're doing exactly what the people who are on their team are going to be doing as well. Like we're all in the trenches together, we're all doing it together. And I think that culture is literally identical here. Like one of the things that Mo talked about with you specifically, Mahmoud, he talked to a bunch of people, like figuring out where we plug in, this and that and the other. And he ultimately decided to go with you because he saw like the vision that you have, the culture that you built here, and the fact that you're in the trenches with these guys. Even though you had a huge work, like a lot of people in your positions just simply wouldn't work. But you're out there working longer than everyone else. You're in that office for more hours than everyone else. Like, and you're still the most humble guy. Like, you don't even brag about your numbers. You don't even talk about it. We have to find out about how good you are through someone else. Like, so that same culture we had as a part of our team, it was just so easy to plug in here. It's the same vision, the same thing.
No,
So,
I love hearing that.
it's the truth.
It's because like we practice what we preach, 'Cause, like if someone comes into the business, they don't make any sales, they don't make any money, like they wasted their time, and like same for the agency. Like and I think that's when I started growing, like as an agency and as a person, is like when I understood like, all right, like I know I can go out there and make $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day. Like like it's not that hard to do here, but it's more meaningful when you see someone that was in a position where they were in debt or like they were broke, living paycheck to paycheck, and you see their life start to change just after a couple months. And I think like that's going to be the biggest eye opener, like for you guys when the deposits start to hit. Like you've already made some sales, you've seen a little bit of money come in, but like that's just been the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So like, put your head down, work for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and you guys are going to be like, holy shit! Like I didn't even expect it. It's like the same reason we have someone like Tanner. You met him. We're like, dude, 6 months ago he was literally at zero, and like to where he could sell $30,000-$40,000 a month and scale a team to over $250,000 and bring him another like $20,000 from that. And he's only 21. It's insane.
It's a blueprint.
Yeah,
It really is.
Man.
And all he did was just like plug into the system that we came up with. Like Sean said, like he has all the structures, the connections we need, but like just run your business. It's not that hard here. But it all comes down to like leads, building, and selling. That's really all this business is. And like you guys have seen that in your business. And over here it's just on a much more like simpler scale, like you could say.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that Wiley says is like your lead flow plus your workflow equals your cash flow.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's like a very proven system. Like you guys, everything that you guys have said has been true to like the dot, literally. Like all of the expectations, it literally is just a plug and play business. It's a simple sell cycle. You know, you're not having to wait months on end to find out if you're getting your money or not. Like you do all the process, you can get paid.
Simple. Like a client wants a policy, you help them get a policy that starts next week. Like you get paid next week. It's a simple business to get. It's just, and then it's like, how can I get better at it? It's like 1%, which you guys became experts at solar. You know what I mean? And on the doors, it'll be the same exact transition here. So you guys are selling these products right now, and like you still don't realistically know what you're doing. You're plugging into the scripts, you're following the trainings, you're asking the right questions, and like you're closing deals, which is good. But like, imagine when you guys become masters at this. Like when it becomes second nature, like we were talking about. Like you can just answer an objection right off the bat, or like when it comes to recruiting, you'll have those answers.
Yep.
And I think like someone like me that's like 10,000 steps in the life insurance space, like where you guys are just like 100 steps in or 1,000 steps in, there's just like with time and repetition, like you guys will be better than me. I can almost guarantee that. Like and I think that's why we grow so fast. Is like I'm gonna learn a few things from you, and you guys will learn a few things from me. But it's a partnership, you know, like it's a business partnership. We're on the same team. We have the same vision and dreams.
Yeah.
I'll just say, what's one of your goals for the year, like personal production wise and team wise?
Yeah,
Have you thought about that?
My main goal is just like becoming a top producer again, because at the place where I was before, like I felt like I was one of the top guys, but my numbers weren't reflecting it as of late. So I think that's like my main goal is just becoming a top producer and like just proving myself that I am a top producer. And then obviously like grow an organization again. Like I managed a team of up to, I think we grew it up to like 25 people, and not a single one of those people are here anymore. So I want to prove that I'm a leader. So
100%. And you will. I've seen those leadership traits in you just for working with you in the last 2 weeks.
I appreciate it.
Sure. What about you, Klink? What do you have some goals?
Dude, my biggest objective is to get my people paid. Like we have gone this entire year where honestly it's just been, for lack of better words, brother, a shit show. Like, and I've just kind of watched all my people. I imagine like, it's like I'm in a battlefield and I'm just looking around at all my guys and everyone's just like, well, there goes that person, there goes that person. Like everyone's falling apart around me. I'm just like trying to hold this thing together. And it sucks because these guys believe in you as their leader and they trust you, right? And you're doing everything in your damn power to make sure these guys are successful and they make money. And things are just falling apart around you. And it's tough. It's like the worst feeling in the world where you're leading your people and they're doing everything that you're asking of them and they're following your footsteps and then they're not seeing the money. It's not necessarily computing. And yeah, like I've been in a position where I've had to give out, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 20K of my own like personal income to my guys to keep them afloat for various reasons over the year. And like, I love my people. Like the only reason I do this job at this point is for my people. It's like all the stuff, the fancy stuff, like the cars, the clothes, like all the fancy shit. It doesn't mean anything to me if I don't have my people. Like that's my main concern. And if my people aren't eating, something has to fucking change. Yeah. Even if I'm making money, that's cool. I've done well this year. That's fine. But my people haven't. So
that's why you're gonna grow a huge business here. It's like I learned that from one of the events I went to. Is like, if you're a leader making all this money, but you have guys that don't know where they're going to pay their bills, they don't know how they're going to eat, essentially, you're not a leader, you're just a selfish piece of shit. Yeah. And that's straight up what I learned, and like that opened my perspective on a huge scale point. Is like these people are relying on us. Like, dude, we're the one that brought them into whatever business there is, and it's going to be up to us to mentor them. You know what I mean? We signed up for that. But like when you're in an industry where it's kind of like out of your control, like it's not just your company, it's just everyone, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, but again, like you were being a great leader, you kept your eyes open, you've saved some of your agents already, like Lexi for example, like dude, she got paid $2,000 already in like a week's worth of work, and she's ecstatic about it. And
she's so good and she's so coachable and she works so hard, and the fact that like just random stupid shit, like I don't want to say anything bad, but like the installers were screwing up accounts for her, and like things were falling off, And like you said, to your point, there's a third party involved. It's not just Lexi, point A to point B, you make your sale, you make your commission like it is with this. It's point A, you sell the deal, goes to point B, installer. Installer might fuck something up, therefore point C at that point, commissions.
Yeah.
Some computation doesn't happen there. Like, and I just saw it happen all throughout the year. And I don't want to blame anyone else for this, but the reality is like there's another party involved, and sometimes things don't happen the way they're supposed to. So I was tired of seeing it happen to my people, man. It sucks, you know. I want nothing but like all the things that my people want. Like I want them to accomplish everything. I want them to get their bank account where it needs to be, take care of their family, their friends, all their people. And if that happens, then I'm fucking happy, dude.
It will happen.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen for some, and it's like, it's just a matter of time, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's just an example, he's an example, and like, Phil, for an example, like, dude, he made, what, like 100-some grand his first year in the doors at 19, 20 years old. Like, not many people can say they do that, and then his second year he make less than 50. Like, that's a big difference. The guy didn't just lose his skill over a year. You know what I mean?
You get better, yeah. It's weird when the money's not quite like that, you know?
But it's like, all right, well, we could show him here, like, get your license, sell a couple policies, and like, dude, he sold over 15 G's worth of insurance, didn't spend a single dollar on leads, and like, he will deposit over $7,000-8,000 a year if he hasn't already. And it's like mind blowing to me. Is like, whether he's calling a brand new lead or an old lead, like, it doesn't matter. Like, when I first started, I just had $1,500 to my name and a credit card. Like, I put $850 on lead. It was like, hoping this shit works. Like, I was already broke. I was like, it can't get worse than here, you know? Like, I'm graduating college. Like, I can go work at a bank. I got a business finance and management degree. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, I lose $750, $800. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Bet on yourself, man. I love that.
Yeah, and dude, like, after that first month, I saw like $7,000-8,000 while finishing up school. And I was like, damn, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it opened up my eyes. Like, holy shit. Because before this, like, I thought if you made, you know, 10 grand a month, like, you made it. Or if you made 100K a year, you made it. But you start paying bills, have some expenses, like, dude, that's not nothing.
It's barely scratching.
It's not nothing.
6 figures is nothing anymore, dude. You know?
Straight up. And like, I think that's why, like, part of the reason why we went with the blueprint for the agency name is because, like, I truly do believe, like, we have the blueprint. Like, when I started, I didn't have someone to just give me leads to start off, get the objections down and close them, or like the trainings, or like the scripts we formulated. Like, those came from thousands and thousands of presentations. Mm-hmm. Like, we call it $1 million script for a reason. I've personally sold over $1 million of insurance with it.
And it's awesome.
And you guys will.
Yeah. It's awesome because
It's a
it's
proven
like,
system.
yeah, like even as you go through it, it's like, these are the objections you'll face at this part. And then you'll get to the next part, these are objections you'll face at this. And it's just like, hold your hand, like the setting process in solar, and like the close flow too. It's just A to B, right? And you gotta make sure your customer is holding your hand all the way through from point A to point B. And if you do that, they're gonna sign docs, they're gonna get to install the things. And it's the same thing with this, but it's like literally written out in front of you. Like, you just here. It's the most simple, like, plug and play, here's the blueprint type of system. So,
yeah. And like, dude, you guys have seen it, whether it's like an 18-year-old with no sales experience, no background experience, or like someone that's like an elite closer, like you guys can just plug into the system and play it essentially. Mm-hmm. And another thing, like, that I think is like cool about anything is like, it's like you guys already understand sales, so like it's a much easier shift, and you guys do have like a much more grit, you could say. It's like, dude, knocking on doors isn't easy. Like, I sold insurance in person for the first year and a half. Mm-hmm. I was in some trenches, bro. Like, you wouldn't send female agents to those houses. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, insurance is something that's been around since the 1800s. It's been through recessions. It's been through different stuff, and it's one of the few that has always stayed afloat. Mm-hmm. So like, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not like it can get shut down. It's already been regulated for many, many years. And there's different laws by it. Mm-hmm. And like, if they already have a policy, like, that's fine. There's always need for more coverage, whether it's inflation or they want to protect the mortgage, or like IUOs. You guys are learning about, like, that'll help with retirement. And it's just like, we can serve literally just about anybody and everybody.
Yeah. You know? It's a much more consistent industry, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, solar was very, very specific. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just, like, I'm from Idaho, like, you can't just go sell solar in Idaho. Right. It doesn't make sense for everybody, right? So you got to go find a utility where people are paying a lot of money. You got to go find a city where the permits are quick. There's just so many moving pieces to be able to get yourself and your guys paid. And with this, it's like, you buy your leads, you get a sheet, and that's how you can make your income. And it'll be deposited in your account within the next 30 days, no matter what.
Yeah.
Which is like what I love, because that's the way it should be, you know?
It's a glitch.
Yeah.
It literally is a glitch. Like
100%.
when Sean made Family First, like when he said it was created by the agent for the agents, like he meant that.
Yeah, solar can be a process, man. Like you can sell a deal, and dude, some of these accounts you could wait over a year just to get paid on that.
It's ridiculous.
And it's like things happen over the course of a year. Like I'm dealing with it recently where like family got divorced, selling the house. The guy's like, hey, I gotta move out of town, I'm getting out of here, selling the house. What do you do then? You just lose the deal. There goes like 10, 15K in commission. Like that, you know? It's a crazy thing to have to deal with so many moving parts, and everything has to go right just to get to the finish line. Just to make that money.
Well, no, I'm glad you guys are saved now.
Yeah.
But for anyone that's watching this, like, what's one thing you'd say to someone that is in solar right now or in the door-to-door space that's looking for a reason to get out, or like they just needed that last push? Like, what's something you would say to someone that's on the fence but looking for a better opportunity, knowing they can do better for themselves?
Dude, keep an open mind. You know, keep an open mind to the opportunities out there. I'm not saying like the grass is always greener on the other side, because you hear this all the time in sales. Like, quit looking over the fence for greener pastures and things like that. But keep an open mind as to the idea that it doesn't have to be one way. Like, one way is the truth. There's a ton of different vehicles for wealth, and you know, one industry might make more sense for one person than the other does, right? And if you're so sold on this one thing where it's like, I gotta stick with this to the day that I die, you might lose out on some money in the meantime.
Yeah.
And that money, like that amount of money that you're losing out on, that might be a lot of money, man. And it might be the difference between you giving up entirely on sales versus you still going in on it but finding a better route. There's a lot of people where I've seen come and go over the last 4.5 years of doing solar, where they just walked away from the industry completely. And if they just found a better vehicle, right? In sales, it's still the same occupation, but this is a better vehicle, a better product in a way. You might still be in this, and you might be that might be the difference between you taking a normal job, like a 9 to 5 or whatever, and making 50, 60, 70K a year versus making $1 million a year.
Yeah.
In the same industry, it's still sales, but you found a better vehicle.
100%. Because at the end of the day, like, men lie, women lie, but like, dude, the numbers can't lie.
It's facts. What's in your bank account? What are you making?
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah. No, I agree with Tyler. Like, just, you know, keeping an open mind. Like, I actually had 2 different door-to-door stints. So I did 2 summers like 6 years ago, and then I quit the industry because I wasn't making money. Like, I didn't see the value in it. Not that it was a bad vehicle, I just like wasn't seeing the money until, you know, like solar came around, and okay, it's a good vehicle again. So I hopped back in, and you know, I got plugged in with the right system, with the right people, and it was great for a while until it stopped being great. And this is like kind of the same thing, you know. It's like, don't give up on sales just because it wasn't working out. Like, maybe it's an issue with the vehicle they're using. So with this, I feel like you guys have been killing it, obviously, for a few years now, and it's a proven system, you know. And until it doesn't work, it's gonna work. So yeah, just keeping an open mind to other opportunities. 100%.
So for those of you guys that are listening, it's not about how hard you row your boat, but it's about the vehicle and the boat you're in. So keep that in mind with the open mind. And anyone that's looking from the solar industry, looking to switch into the life insurance space, you know exactly, you can reach me at 859-916-3710, and we'll get you in contact with Klink and Juan, and we'll get you the right mentorship plugged into the blueprint.